Welcome to Norway. Norway. A land where mountains plunge into deep fjords, where midnight suns linger in summer skies, and where winter nights glow with the green fire of the aurora. Remote yet welcoming, wild yet poetic, this is not just a country, it is a landscape of wonder, carved by ice and time, and shaped by stories that echo across centuries. At dawn, silence reigns over the fjords. The still waters mirror cliffs that rise like cathedrals of stone, while waterfalls tumble from dizzying heights, dissolving into silver mist. In the north, the Arctic awakens to a different rhythm. Reindeer roam across tundras, and Sami herders guide them as their ancestors have done for generations. Farther south, forests of pine and birch breathe with the changing seasons, turning emerald in summer, golden in autumn, and white in winter's embrace. Norway's cities blend tradition and modernity with effortless grace. Oslo, framed by forested hills and a sparkling fjord, pulses with art, architecture, and innovation. Bonn, its opera house rising like an iceberg upon the water. Bergen, once a Hanseatic port, still carries the scent of the sea in its colorful wooden houses along Bruggen Wharf, while Trondheim whispers with medieval echoes beneath the towers of Nidaros Cathedral. Tromsø, above the Arctic Circle, invites travelers to chase northern lights in winter and bask under the endless day of the polar summer. Norwegian cuisine reflects both its rugged land and generous sea. Fresh salmon and cod define the tables, while reindeer stews warm the spirit on cold nights. Berries, cheeses, and flatbreads carry the taste of tradition, while modern chefs reinterpret local flavors with global creativity. And through it all, the people of Norway embody resilience and balance. Proud of their heritage, yet forward-looking, they live close to nature, finding joy in the simple act of walking in forests, sailing across fjords, or gathering around a fire. This is Norway, a land of extremes and harmonies, of mountains and sea, of legends and light. More than a destination, it is a journey into the essence of nature and the timeless rhythm of the human spirit. Oslo, the capital of Norway, is a city where modern design, rich history and natural beauty exist side by side. Nestled at the head of the Oslo Fjord and surrounded by forests and hills, it offers a rare blend of urban sophistication and easy access to the outdoors. Compact and welcoming, Oslo reflects the progressive spirit of Scandinavia while honoring its Viking heritage and cultural traditions. At the city's heart lies the Royal Palace and Karl Johan's Gate, the main boulevard, lined with shops, cafes, and historic buildings. The medieval Ekershus fortress stands as a reminder of Oslo's strategic past, overlooking the harbour where ferries and sailboats animate the waterfront. Modern architecture adds to the skyline with striking landmarks such as the Oslo Opera House, whose sloping roof invites visitors to walk up and enjoy panoramic views of the fjord and city. Nearby, the Barcode district showcases Oslo's bold contemporary spirit with its row of innovative high-rises. Cultural flourishes throughout the city. The Viking Ship Museum and the Historical Museum preserve treasures of Norway's seafaring past, while the Munch Museum celebrates the legacy of Edvard Munch, the artist behind The Scream. The Vigeland Sculpture Park, filled with over 200 expressive bronze and granite figures, is one of Oslo's most beloved attractions, blending art with green space. Nature is always within reach. The Oslo Fjord offers opportunities for island hopping, kayaking and swimming in summer, while in winter, ski trails through the Nordmarka forest begin just minutes from the city centre. Holmenkollen ski jump, a national icon, symbolizes Norway's deep love of winter sports and provides breathtaking views year-round. Oslo also embraces sustainability and quality of life. Its culinary scene highlights new Nordic cuisine with fresh seafood and seasonal ingredients, while its neighborhoods, from Grünerløkka's trendy cafes and street art to Frogner's elegant boulevards, show the city's diversity. With its mix of history, innovation, and natural beauty, Oslo is more than just a capital. It is a city that embodies the Norwegian way of life, offering visitors both cultural depth and outdoor adventure in perfect harmony. Geiranger Fjord in western Norway is one of the country's most breathtaking natural wonders and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Carved by glaciers thousands of years ago, This deep blue fjord stretches for 15 kilometers, surrounded by towering cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and snow-capped peaks that create a landscape of dramatic beauty. Often described as the jewel of the Norwegian fjords, Geiranger offers a sense of majesty and tranquility that captivates every visitor. The fjord is most famous for its waterfalls, which tumble down sheer rock faces into the waters below. The Seven Sisters, with 7 delicate streams flowing side by side, is perhaps the most iconic. Directly across lies the Suta, a single powerful cascade said to be forever courting the sisters. Another highlight is the Bridal Veil, named for its misty white spray that resembles a flowing wedding veil when sunlight shines through. These natural spectacles give the fjord an almost mythical atmosphere. The village East of Geiranger, nestled at the fjord's end, is a hub for travelers arriving by road or cruise ship. From here, winding roads like the Eagle Road and Onavegen climb steeply, offering panoramic viewpoints over the fjord's sparkling waters. Another famous route is the Trollstigen mountain pass, a serpentine road of hairpin bends that reveals Norway's wild landscapes at their most dramatic. Exploring Geiranger Fjord goes beyond sightseeing. Visitors can kayak along its calm waters, hike trails that lead to remote farms clinging to the cliffs, or take boat tours that glide beneath the waterfalls. Abandoned mountain farms such as Skagaflow tell stories of generations who once lived in this challenging yet beautiful environment. Geiranger Fjord is not just a destination, but an experience of nature's grandeur, where silence, scale, and scenery combine to leave a lasting impression. With its blend of awe-inspiring landscapes, cultural heritage, and outdoor adventure, it stands as a symbol of Norway's deep connection to the natural world. Tromsø, often called the gateway to the Arctic, is a city where dramatic natural phenomena meet rich culture and history. Located above the Arctic Circle in northern Norway, it is a place of striking contrasts. In winter, the polar night brings weeks without sunlight, illuminated instead by the dancing northern lights, while in summer, the midnight sun keeps the city bathed in daylight around the clock. This rhythm of extremes shapes life in Tromsø, giving it a unique energy and allure. The city sits on an island surrounded by fjords and snow-capped mountains, creating scenery that is as wild as it is beautiful. At its heart lies a lively town centre, filled with colourful wooden houses, cafes, and cultural institutions. Tromsø Cathedral, the world's northernmost Protestant cathedral, stands as a symbol of the city, while the Arctic Cathedral, with its striking triangular design and dramatic stained glass window, has become one of Norway's most iconic modern landmarks. Despite its remote location, Tromsø has long been a hub of exploration and science. It was a departure point for many Arctic expeditions, and today it hosts the Polar Museum, which tells stories of adventurers, hunters, and the indigenous Sami people. The city is also a center of research into the aurora borealis and Arctic ecosystems, reinforcing its role as a bridge between nature and knowledge. Outdoor activities are central to the Tromsø experience. Winter invites dog sledding, reindeer sleigh rides, skiing, and northern lights tours that take travelers into the wilderness for unforgettable displays of color across the night sky. Summer transforms the landscape into a playground for hiking, kayaking, and whale watching, all under the glow of the midnight sun. The surrounding mountains and fjords ensure that adventure is never far away. Culturally, Tromsø is vibrant and youthful thanks in part to its university, one of the world's northernmost. Festivals such as the Tromsø International Film Festival and the Northern Lights. Festivals celebrate creativity in this Arctic setting. Local cuisine, from freshly caught cod to reindeer dishes, reflects both tradition and innovation. Tromsø is more than just a stop on the Arctic map. It is a city of resilience, beauty, and contrasts. Here, nature's extremes blend with human warmth, creating a destination that embodies the spirit of the far north, while welcoming visitors with unforgettable experiences. The Lofoten Islands, off Norway's northern coast, are a destination where dramatic landscapes and timeless traditions come together in breathtaking harmony. Famous for jagged peaks that rise straight from the sea, sheltered bays, and fishing villages painted in red and white, Lofoten feels like a living postcard of the Arctic. Despite their remote location above the Arctic Circle, the islands are surprisingly mild thanks to the Gulf Stream, making them a year-round haven for explorers. Nature here is nothing short of spectacular. Towering mountains plunge into emerald fjords, while beaches like Hawkland and Utterclave, with white sand and turquoise waters, create a surreal contrast against the rugged Arctic backdrop. In winter, the islands are one of the best places to witness the northern lights, while in summer, the midnight sun casts a golden glow that never fades, turning day into an endless adventure. Lofoten's villages embody its maritime soul. Rain, with its iconic red råbjør, traditional fishermen's cabins, nestled along calm waters beneath towering peaks, is among the most photographed places in Norway. Henningsvær, often called the Venice of the North, is alive with galleries, restaurants, and a football pitch perched dramatically on a rocky outcrop. These communities reflect both the beauty and resilience of life shaped by the sea. Fishing has been the lifeblood of Lofoten for centuries. The cod fisheries, especially during winter, remain vital, and the sight of fish drying on wooden racks connects visitors to an age-old tradition. Museums and cultural centers across the islands share stories of Viking heritage, Arctic exploration, and the daily rhythms of coastal life. Adventure is everywhere in Lofoten. Hiking trails lead to panoramic viewpoints like Reinebringen, kayaking lets travelers glide through glassy fjords, and climbing routes test the skills of mountaineers. For those seeking quiet, the island's remote corners offer solitude amid untouched nature. With its fusion of raw beauty, cultural richness, and outdoor adventure, the Lofoten Islands are more than a destination. They are an immersion into the heart of the Arctic, where every scene feels timeless and unforgettable. Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost town, lies on the remote Svalbard archipelago, halfway between mainland Norway and the North Pole. Surrounded by glaciers, mountains, and Arctic tundra, it is a place where nature dominates and human life adapts to extreme conditions. Despite its small size, Longyearbyen is a vibrant community and the main gateway to the polar wilderness. The town was founded in the early 20th century as a coal mining settlement, but today it has transformed into a hub for science, tourism, and Arctic culture. Colorful wooden houses brighten the stark landscape, while institutions like the Svalbard Museum and North Pole Expedition Museum share stories of polar exploration, mining history, and the fragile Arctic environment. Life here is shaped by the polar extremes. From late October to mid-February, the polar night covers the town in darkness, illuminated only by the northern lights. In contrast, summer brings the midnight sun, when daylight lasts 24 hours and outdoor adventures never end. Hiking, dog sledding, snowmobiling, and boat trips allow visitors to experience the raw beauty of Svalbard's glaciers, fjords, and wildlife, including reindeer and polar bears. Longyearbyen also has a unique global role. Just outside the town lies the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, an underground facility safeguarding the world's agricultural diversity for future generations. Remote yet welcoming, Longyearbyen is more than an Arctic outpost. It is a community that thrives at the edge of the world, offering a rare glimpse into life in one of Earth's most extreme and awe-inspiring environments. The Lyngen Alps, in northern Norway's Troms region, are a dramatic mountain range, celebrated for their sharp peaks, deep fjords, and pristine wilderness. Stretching for more than 90 kilometers along the Lyngen Peninsula, these jagged mountains rise steeply from the Arctic waters, creating landscapes that feel both wild and majestic. For adventurers and nature lovers, the Lyngen Alps are a playground, offering unforgettable experiences in every season. In winter, the region transforms into a paradise for ski touring and snowshoeing. Powdery slopes and untouched terrain attract enthusiasts from around the world, with routes ranging from gentle glides to challenging ascents that reward climbers with breathtaking views of fjords and glaciers. The northern lights often dance across the sky, turning night excursions into magical spectacles. Spring extends the skiing season, while the long days of summer open the landscape to hiking, climbing, and mountain biking under the midnight sun. GLA. Sears such as Strookbreen highlight the Alps' raw power, while turquoise rivers and waterfalls add to their beauty. Small fishing villages along the fjords provide a cultural counterpoint to the rugged wilderness, offering cozy lodges, local seafood, and insight into the resilient lifestyle of Arctic communities. The region is also home to the indigenous Sami people, whose traditions and reindeer herding remain an important part of northern Norway's identity. The Lyngen Alps are not only a haven for outdoor adventure, but also a place of peace and reflection. Remote trails lead to quiet valleys, where silence is broken only by the sound of rushing streams or seabirds overhead. For many, the appeal lies in this sense of solitude and connection with nature in its purest form. With their dramatic peaks, cultural depth, and year-round possibilities for exploration, the Lyngen Alps stand as one of Norway's most remarkable destinations. Wild, inspiring, and unforgettable. Senja, Norway's second-largest island, is often described as a miniature version of the country itself, combining dramatic fjords, rugged mountains, white sand beaches, and tranquil fishing villages into one breathtaking destination. Located above the Arctic Circle in Troms County, Senja remains less crowded than the Lofoten Islands, yet offers landscapes just as striking, earning it the nickname Norway in miniature. Its mix of natural wonders and authentic local life makes it one of the most rewarding places to explore in northern Norway. The island's western coast is its most dramatic feature. Here, sheer cliffs plunge directly into the Norwegian Sea, creating fjords framed by jagged peaks that glow with warm colors at sunrise and sunset. The village of Husøy, perched on a small island connected by a causeway, captures the essence of Senja's maritime heritage, where fishing remains a way of life. Scenic viewpoints such as Tungeneset and Bergsbotn reveal sweeping panoramas, while the plains, the iconic Segla Mountain, rising like a giant tooth from the sea, has become a symbol of the island. The hike to its summit is challenging, but offers one of Norway's most unforgettable views. On the eastern side, Senja shows a softer face. Rolling hills, forests, and sheltered bays create a calmer atmosphere, perfect for cycling and leisurely drives. Andøya and Grillefjord connect Senja to other Arctic islands, making it a hub for exploring the region. In summer, the midnight sun bathes the landscape in golden light, while in winter the polar night turns the skies into a stage for the northern lights, reflected in the still waters of the fjords. Wildlife thrives on Senja, adding to its allure. The surrounding waters are home to whales, seals, and seabirds, with whale-watching tours offering close encounters with orcas and humpbacks in winter. Inland, Eagles soar above the peaks, and reindeer wander across the tundra, connecting the island to the traditions of the indigenous Sami people. Senja's beauty is matched by its sense of tranquility. Small villages such as Mefjordvær and Skalland embody the slower rhythm of Arctic life, where colorful houses cluster along the water's edge and hospitality feels genuine. Local cuisine celebrates the sea, with dishes of fresh cod, salmon, and king crab reflecting the island's rich fishing heritage. For travelers, the national tourist route across Senja is a highlight, winding through tunnels, along cliffside roads, and past dramatic viewpoints that showcase the island's diversity. Each stop reveals a new face of the island, wild and rugged, soft and green, or serene and remote. Senja is more than just a scenic destination, it is an immersion into the contrasts of northern Norway. With its soaring mountains, endless summer light, dancing winter skies, and communities rooted in tradition, the island offers a complete Arctic experience. It is a place where nature feels larger than life, yet life itself is lived close to nature. A harmony that makes Senja unforgettable for every visitor. Sognefjord, often called the King of the Fjords, is Norway's longest and deepest fjord, stretching more than 200 kilometers inland from the North Sea. Surrounded by towering mountains, cascading waterfalls, and idyllic villages, it embodies the grandeur of Norway's natural landscapes. At its deepest point, the fjord plunges over 1,300 meters, while peaks above rise even higher, creating dramatic contrasts that leave visitors in awe. The fjord branches into several arms, each with its own charm. The Aurlandsfjord leads to the village of Flam, famous for the Flam Railway, one of the world's most scenic train journeys, winding through mountains and waterfalls. Nearby, the Norwayfjord a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a narrow arm of Sonnefjord where sheer cliffs rise almost vertically from the water, creating one of the most spectacular fjordscapes in the world. Villages along Sonnefjord blend natural beauty with cultural heritage. Balestrand is known for its historic wooden hotels and art traditions, while Solvorn charms with white houses and a peaceful harbour. The area is also home to Norway's oldest stave churches, such as Ørnes, a UNESCO-listed masterpiece of medieval wood carving. These cultural treasures connect the region's dramatic nature with centuries of human history. Outdoor activities abound. Visitors can kayak across calm waters, hike trails that climb to breathtaking viewpoints, or cycle along winding roads that hug the fjord. In summer, fruit orchards line the banks, producing apples, cherries, and plums, while in winter, the mountains invite skiing and snowshoeing. Every season reveals a different side of the fjord, from lush greenery to snow-covered peaks. Sognefjord is not just a natural wonder, it is an experience of harmony between people and landscape. With its mix of vast scale, serene beauty, and rich cultural heritage, it captures the very essence of Norway, offering travelers a journey into the heart of the fjordlands. The Telemark Canal, often called Norway's most beautiful waterway, is a masterpiece of engineering and scenery that winds through the heart of southern Norway. Stretching 105 kilometers from Skien to Dalen, the canal connects a series of lakes and rivers with 8 impressive lock systems, lifting boats a total of 72 meters above sea level. Completed in 1892, it was once dubbed the 8th wonder of the world for its technical brilliance and remains a living monument to Norway's industrial heritage. Traveling along the canal is like stepping back in time. Historic passenger boats, some dating from the 19th century, still glide between forested hills, quiet villages, and steep mountainsides. The journey combines serene natural beauty with the thrill of watching the lock gates open and close, guiding vessels through narrow stone passages. The landscapes of Telemark add to the experience. Rolling farmlands and small hamlets line the lower stretches, while further inland the scenery becomes more dramatic, with steep cliffs and dense forests embracing the narrow waterway. At the western end lies Darlen, a charming village framed by towering mountains and home to the Grand Darlen Hotel, a fairy tale-style wooden building from 1894 that once hosted royalty and adventurers alike. Beyond boating, the canal is a gateway to outdoor activities. Cycling routes follow its course, hiking trails lead to panoramic viewpoints, and fishing or swimming in the clear waters offer moments of relaxation. Cultural highlights also abound, from traditional farms to local museums that tell the story of Telemark's history and craftsmanship. The Telemark Canal is more than a transport route. It is a journey into Norway's past, where human ingenuity meets natural beauty. Whether by boat, bike, or on foot, exploring the canal reveals a side of the country that is both tranquil and inspiring, making it a hidden gem among Norway's many wonders. Ålesund, on Norway's western coast, is one of the country's most picturesque towns, celebrated for its unique Art Nouveau architecture and stunning coastal scenery. Spread across several islands where the fjords meet the Atlantic Ocean, Ålesund is a place where history, culture, and nature blend seamlessly, making it a highlight of any journey through Norway. The town owes much of its character to a dramatic event in 1904, when a devastating fire destroyed nearly all of its wooden buildings. In the rebuilding that followed, young architects inspired by the Art Nouveau movement transformed Ålesund into a showcase of colorful stone buildings adorned with turrets, spires, and floral motifs. Today, a stroll through its streets feels like walking through an open-air museum of early 20th century design. Ålesund's setting is just as captivating as its architecture. Surrounded by fjords and mountains, the town offers breathtaking viewpoints. The most famous is Mount Axla, where 418 steps lead to a panorama of red-roofed houses, winding waterways, and the distant Sunnmøre Alps. The harbour remains lively, with fishing boats, ferries, and cruise ships connecting Ålesund to Norway's maritime traditions. Culturally, the town is rich in museums and galleries. The Art Nouveau Centre tells the story of Ålesund's unique style, while the Sunnmøre Museum showcases traditional boat building and coastal heritage. The local aquarium, Atlanterhavsparken, highlights the marine life of the North Atlantic. Ålesund also serves as a gateway to natural wonders. Just beyond lie the UNESCO-listed Geirangafjord, dramatic Trollstigen mountain road, and countless opportunities for hiking, kayaking, and skiing. Its blend of urban charm and easy access to wilderness makes Ålesund an ideal base for exploration. With its fairy tale architecture, dramatic surroundings, and strong sense of history, Ålesund is more than a beautiful town. It is a living symbol of resilience and creativity on Norway's rugged coast. Oppdal. Located in central Norway, at the meeting point of the Dovrefjell Mountains, is a destination where rugged wilderness and warm hospitality come together. Known as one of Norway's premier mountain resorts, it offers year-round activities that draw outdoor enthusiasts, while its history and traditions connect visitors to the cultural heart of the country. In winter, Oppdal transforms into a snowy playground. With one of the largest alpine skiing areas in Norway, it boasts numerous slopes for all skill levels, as well as extensive cross-country trails that weave through serene forests and valleys. Snowmobiling, dog sledding, and ice climbing add to the variety, making it a haven for those who embrace Arctic adventures. Summer reveals a different side of Oppdal. The surrounding mountains open up to hiking, biking, and fishing. Trails lead to panoramic viewpoints over the Dovrefjell range, where wild reindeer roam freely, Oppdal being one of the few places in Europe where these majestic animals still thrive. The region is also home to musk oxen, and guided safaris allow visitors to safely observe these prehistoric-looking creatures in their natural habitat. Culturally, Oppdal has deep roots. Archaeological finds reveal that people have lived here since the Viking Age, and the area's many burial mounds highlight its historic importance as a crossroads between north and south. Today, traditions live on in local festivals, handicrafts, and cuisine, where hearty mountain dishes showcase flavors of game and local produce. Despite its adventurous spirit, Oppdal remains welcoming and relaxed. Its small-town charm, combined with modern amenities and access to unspoiled nature, makes it an ideal base for exploring central Norway. With its blend of outdoor thrills, wildlife encounters, and cultural heritage, Oppdal captures the essence of Norwegian mountain life, a place where every season offers new ways to experience the beauty and resilience of the highlands. Nordkap, or the North Cape, is one of Europe's most iconic landmarks, a dramatic cliff rising 307 meters above the Arctic Ocean at the northern tip of Norway. Located on Magaroya Island, it has long been a symbol of exploration and endurance, attracting travelers eager to stand at what feels like the very edge of the continent. Though technically not the northernmost point of mainland Europe, its sheer cliffs and sweeping views make it an unforgettable destination that embodies the spirit of the Arctic. The centerpiece of Nordkap is its vast plateau, where the famous globe monument marks the symbolic end of Europe. Standing here, visitors are met with endless horizons, where the ocean stretches into the polar night or glows under the midnight sun, depending on the season. Summer brings 24 hours of daylight, casting the cliffs in golden hues, while winter offers darkness, illuminated by the shimmering northern lights. The North Cape Hall, a visitor center built into the cliffs, enriches the experience with exhibitions about Arctic exploration, the Sami culture, and the natural phenomena of the far north. Its panoramic cinema takes viewers on a visual journey through the dramatic landscapes of Finnmark across all 4 seasons. Reaching Nordkap is itself part of the adventure. The scenic route from Honningsvåg winds through rugged tundra, fishing villages, and reindeer pastures, reflecting the region's cultural ties to the indigenous Sami people. Along the way, travelers may encounter reindeer herds grazing in the stark Arctic landscape, a reminder of traditions that continue to this day. Nordkap is more than just a geographical point. It is an encounter with nature's extremes. Whether feeling the fierce winds of winter, witnessing the never-setting sun in midsummer, or gazing out over an ocean that stretches toward the North Pole, visitors are left with a sense of awe and humility. With its raw beauty, symbolic importance, and atmosphere of remoteness, Nordkap stands as a place where the journey and destination together capture the essence of the Arctic frontier.